Hey everyone, welcome to May's Lug Life. I'm May, and this is the latest update from Lug. This was posted on Facebook on April the 6th, 2023, and it actually goes out of its way to say that it was posted and updated as of 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so the end of the day on April the 6th. So, pretty new stuff here. There's a big change here. It's a little bit confusing, so I'm not 100% sure if I fully understand it. I don't know who wrote this, but it wasn't really worded super well. So it's a little bit confusing. The whole email is a slight bit confusing. But let's see if we can try to work our way through it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to read the whole thing through, and then we'll go back and talk about and sort of try to figure out what they're talking about at the end. So I'm going to try to read through all this without being sarcastic. So right off, it does say, please note, on Friday, April the 7th, the Lug team will be off to observe a statutory holiday. A warehouse will also be closed to observe this holiday. Normal operations will start back up on Monday the 10th. Until then, our team is working hard to process, ship, and communicate with you regarding any inquiries you may have. That doesn't even make any sense because you're either closed or you're not closed. They're saying that everything is closed, even in our warehouse, but until Monday, when we're supposed to officially open, we'll still be working hard to process and ship and communicate with you. That doesn't make any sense. So that's a contradictory in terms. I think it's maybe there's got their tenses wrong, but still confusing. Okay, this is the big update. So an important update to our customer care ticketing system. We have been working to enhance our customer care experience to better assist you. Part of these enhancements include onboarding and training new members of our customer care team, and also transitioning to a new and improved customer care inquiry form. This new and exciting process will provide a faster and more efficient way to resolve your inquiry once submitted. For any future customer care inquiries, please fill out the form on our Contact Us page, located at the bottom, sorry, at the footer of the website, via this link. And it actually provides the link for you there, so you can just sort of see it in the blue highlight there. If you have multiple requests for identical inquiries, for example, multiple orders needing to be canceled, you can submit the relevant information within one submission form. Please do not mix different inquiry requests within one form submission. For example, shipping issue and a cancellation. This new process and form will allow our team to organize your inquiry details faster and provide you with a faster and more efficient resolution. And the next part is all in bold print. It says, please note, any tickets that have been opened, that have not, let me try that again. Please note, any tickets that have not been opened and acknowledged by our team will be closed. You will be notified by this action. If you have already received a response to your inquiry from one of our customer care members, this inquiry will remain open so that you can continue to receive updates and communicate with the members of our team. This also pertains to any submissions within our warranty and return authorization submissions. These will remain open and will be addressed. Do not resubmit. And then, as usual, all of these are as all of these exciting updates are taking place. We will continue to provide updates Monday through Friday until we are happy that we're operating 100% efficiency and getting 48-hour shipping window. Amy and Jason. Okay, so let's go back to the beginning here. So first of all, they have already put this new system into play. So whatever this new system is, it is now up and running. And if the new system is up and running, it means they probably have to close the old one down, because otherwise you're getting, things being submitted at two different ends, and I think it's too confusing. So I think what they're trying to say is, because we're brought this whole new system on board, we've trained everybody now. All the new people have been trained. I guess all the old people have been trained as well. So they've been onboarding and training. I don't know why they don't just say hiring. Why they use the word onboarding. It's such a weird corporate term that I've always sort of been bothered by. Onboarding is the same as hiring, but whatever. So anyway, so they're saying that everybody's been now trained in this new system, and it's in a format, I guess. It's not just you just send an open email. So I guess you go onto their website, go to the Contact Us page, look at the bottom of the website. So you'll see a whole bunch of little, I guess, headings, and you'll look for Contact Us, and then you click on that, and that will take you to the new submission form that you will have to fill out. I guess there'll be a bunch of fields. It'll probably, have like pull down menu and things like that, so they can immediately see what it is that they're looking at. So it's faster, because I guess if we're just sending emails to them, it's a lot more difficult because sometimes people put weird, confusing things in the subject heading. Sometimes, like they'll be missing information, so it's really hard to, I guess, sort through and see what you're working with. So supposedly, this system that they have is supposed to eliminate at least some of that, so that's not quite so confusing for the customer care team. This is what I'm assuming. The other thing that they're saying is because they're now they've got this whole new system up and running, they're going to close anything that hasn't been dealt with. In other words, if you have sent them a notice of any kind saying that you have had any issues, if they haven't already acknowledged that they received your inquiry, in other words, if you haven't received an email or any kind of notification that they have indeed acknowledge the fact that you did send in some kind of email and some kind of inquiry, then assume that everything is now gone, and you now have to go back into the new system and resubmit your request. So, for example, if last week you sent an email to them saying, I have not received 5 of the items in my order, and you give the order number and you give the items that are missing, and you have heard nothing from them at all, meaning you haven't even received a notification that they received an email from you, or that and that a specific person hasn't gotten back to you. Because usually what will happen is when you submit something to them, you will get, used to be immediately, like within a few hours or sometimes even a few minutes, Lug will send back a little notification to you saying that, yes, we have received your email or your submission. We will get back to you within the next 24 hours. Just at least acknowledging that, that your email or whatever is went through and is now logged into their system. And then the next time a customer service representative comes along and goes through all of these inquiries, once it's open, then it's an open ticket. And I think once that is opened, then the customer care team is supposed to respond to you in the next little bit to try to address the problem. And then if more than one email is required, then it just continues back and forth. But if in the one email it's resolved, then they close the ticket off. But what they're saying now is, instead of that all happening, if you have not received anything of any kind like that, they're going to automatically close it down, meaning they'll probably just get rid of it. That ticket will not exist. That submission that you put in will not exist. Meaning, if you have not received something from Lug, you will have to go back into the new system, go to the website, go to the bottom, click on the form, and then re-enter all your information in the new form. And that's what they're saying, I believe. It's a little bit confusing how they wrote it, but I think that's what they mean by that. And if I'm not mistaken, I think I actually have received a couple of people letting me know that they're actually they have been receiving some kind of something from Lug saying that you need to resubmit your information. So I think there might even be some people who at one point did have some acknowledgement that their inquiry was received, but now Lug is sending out a notification to those specific people saying, we did receive it, but we need you to resubmit it in the new system. So if you are one of those people who did submit something and you haven't received anything back, just assume that they've canceled that whole submission, that it no longer exists, so that you'll have to go back into the system. And also, some of you will be receiving an email or some kind of notification from Lug saying that the submission that you had submitted, say whatever it was a few days ago, even though they acknowledged that they arrived, it may not sort of survive this particular transition, and they may actually request that you go back in and resubmit it in the new system. That being said, they are still saying that if you are one of the people who's already had an inquiry opened. So you've already opened a communication line with Lug. So for example, you have submitted a thing saying you want to have a refund on something, and someone has actually sent something back to you saying, yes, we received your thing, and please send us back the color and the name of the product and how much you paid for it and when the order was and the order number. If they're actually communicating with you already, then that means that will remain opened in the same sort of chain of emails or chain of communication that you've already opened. So that will remain opened, and so they don't want you to resubmit in the new system. So if you're actively having the customer care team help you with your inquiry, do not resubmit. So even if it's taking them time to get back to you, if they've already been engaging with you actively at some point, even if there's a bit of a lull between the last time they communicated with you or you communicate with them and the next thing that's coming through, they still don't want you to resubmit that in the new system. So I hope that makes some sense. And then the other thing about that, so to go back to the new form, what they're actually asking us to do now, because of the way the new form is, I guess, formatted, you are only allowed to put in one request or one submission form per issue. So, for example, you have one order, let's say it's order number 2017, and within that order, you have two things you want to return, one item that was damaged, and another item that's missing. They don't want you to submit all of that in one submission. They want you to submit that 3 times. So for us, it's going to be a little bit of a pain in the butt, but for them, it's going to be easier to address each individual problem properly and quickly. So what they're trying to say is, if you give us 3 issues in one email, back in the old days, it took us a lot longer to get through it, and it got really confusing for us because I guess when they were reading the thing, like, did they get to the refund? Did they get to the missing item? Did they get to the damaged item? They're not sure, so they had to kind of really read back. But if you submit it in 3 different forms, even though it's the same order, at least whoever is reading the refund, they can deal with the refund and they can close that off as soon as the refund is done. They don't have to worry about keeping that line open, so they can also contend with the damaged item and the whatever else I just said. I can't remember what the other issues were, but so they're just trying to address individual problems individually, so that as they are checked off the system, then that one individual problem can get put aside and closed off, and then someone now can deal with the next individual problem, even if there are 3 problems within the same order. Does that make sense? I hope that makes some sense. If not, let me know in the comments. I'll try to do more. I'll try to explain myself a little better. But I think that's what they mean. What they mean by that, and I totally understand that. I know that when I make my lists, even if it's sort of the same project, I don't go do the project. I go, okay, I'm going to break the project down into little chunks so that I can go, okay, so let's say, for example, I'm making my Christmas cards. Instead of just going make Christmas cards on my list, I'll go, uh, cut out the main card, cut out the blue parts, cut out the red parts. And each individual task is a different thing that I check off on my list. Because if I just say make the cards, well, that is never going to get checked off. That thing won't get checked off for 3 weeks. But if I go, I've now cut out the red pieces, I've cut out the blue pieces, I can check those off. I can say glue the red to the blue pieces. I can say, make the title page, all those kinds of things. If I can individually cut out and do every single little thing on the list, then I can check things off and I don't have to worry that I've forgotten something, because I've made a really detailed list of the things I need to do, and I can just cross things off, and I know that I have to go back and look at that again. And I think it's the same for Lug. So it's really, really difficult when people have multiple problems in one order. Now, that's a problem on Lug's fault, that if one order has like 16 issues, that it kind of sucks that someone has to go, hi, I've got 16 problems with this one order. But unfortunately, it's going to be harder for us if we have multiple problems in one order. And they also don't want you, for example, mixing 2 different orders. So if you have like order 2017 plus 2018, they don't want you going, hi, here's my submission for both of the orders. They want you to submit the order problem in 2017 as one or submission, and then the 2018 as a different submission. So basically they want everything to be really, really crystal clear, and one submission is only dealing with one problem from one order. Hope that makes some sense. Okay, so there we go. That is the update. I guess if we maybe if we're having real issues with that, I might do a video where we actually go to the website and sort of submit a pretend inquiry and see how the new quote form works out, and see if it's any better or if it's any different from the previous one. So, but according to Lug, it is. So hopefully it actually will make things easier. Hopefully that will actually start speeding things up for everybody, and that even if you're not, even if all of your problems aren't solved, hopefully, they can, check off the list one by one a little bit faster, so you're not waiting for everything to happen all at once. So fingers crossed that we're going to see major significant changes in the next little bit, and that we'll actually see a speeding up of things being dealt with as well. So anyway, there we go. That is the new update. Hopefully this is like we're about to enter a brand new week. Hopefully, yeah, this coming Monday things will start to roll very differently. Hopefully April will be a very different month from what's been happening over the past 8-9 months or whatever it's been. So all right. I don't know if we're around the corner or not. If we've turned the corner or not. I really hope we have. So we shall see. That is the video. If that was helpful for you, please let me know. And if you could please like the video and consider subscribing as well, that would be very helpful. And that's it. So there we go. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Good luck with your orders, and I'll see you next time.